Hello, YouTube. I'm back again. Yeah, today I want to wish everybody happy holidays. I want to make sure everybody have a happy Christmas, happy holidays, happy New Year's, Merry Christmas, happy birthday to some. Happy Hanukkah and Kwanzaa or whatever you celebrating. I want everybody to be safe and have a great, happy holiday. Because everybody doesn't worship the same and everybody doesn't celebrate the same. But I'm old school. I grew up with Christmas. My kids grew up with Christmas. I'm a product of the '60s. I remember Charlie Brown Christmas, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer Christmas. Disney Christmas carols and all that stuff. It was great. But like I say, nowadays things are the same. Holidays are never going to be the same. People don't even go out to shop anymore like they used to. I mean, when I grew up, we used to go downtown Cleveland. That's where you went downtown. Shopping. Catch the bus, go downtown and shop. Then in the '70s, mid '70s and early '80s was the malls. You go out to these big super malls, you jump in the car, you go on and out to the mall and you shop. I mean, you be there all day shopping. I mean, I lost my car at the mall a couple of times because it was so big. I'm talking about Randall Park Mall. Randall Park Mall, it was, man, how big was that place? It was like 2, 3, 4, about five, I would say at least 5 city blocks long. That's how big Randall Park Mall was. It was that big. If you parked on the east side and you went out on the west side, you wouldn't find your car. I did that a couple of times. I thought I parked on the east side. I parked on the west side, the parking lot. But yeah, I just want to say happy holidays to everybody. Let me see who's in the house. Prepared veteranist. How you doing? They've been waiting for me. Yeah, I could have started earlier, but I was doing other things like nothing. I'm just kidding. Hey, Michael Farmers, how you doing? Let's see. Stuart Prepping, hello, how you doing? Uh, Unpaved Explorer, John Coffee, how you doing? False advertising, where are green glasses on the thumbnail? No, I can't. I can't see with them on. I can't see with them on, so I just did the thumbnails because they had little Christmas trees. Actually, they're not my glasses. They're my grandson's glasses. I don't even know where he got those from, but yeah, I can't see. I'm gonna be able to read these messages, so I had to take them off. Yeah, Christmas spirit. Hey, Uncle Al Down Bullfrog 79. Uh, Matter of fact, John, you see what happened out in Lakewood today, right? The garage collapsed out there about 10 or something this morning, about like 10, 15, 10, 20. Crazy, crazy. It seems like everybody's having some kind of tragedy this holiday season. So I just hope everybody be safe the rest of the way. I mean, this year's almost over with. I want to just mention some things that I did on my last video. I did a video not too long ago, not the one about the birds. I mean, I had so many birds in my yard. When I pulled up, both all my yard, the back, the front, the side, all of it was just full of birds. It must have been 1,000, maybe 2,000 birds. I was like, what is going on? And it was just a lot of birds. Like by the time I got my camera on ready to turn, the ones in the front who had moved over, this one in the other yard was still there. They flew away. And then when I got in the car, pulled up, they started attacking the truck. Yeah, I wanted to piggyback on when I was talking the other day on the video about the non-lethal options for people, especially in the what they call them, the blue states, or people that can't, the blue cities, or can't have weapons in their possession. Like in New York, you can't have weapons. In California, you are very limited on what you can have. And then it's people out there that just don't have the heart to actually pull a trigger on a real gun, which I can understand. It took me a long time to want to you know, maybe do some bodily harm to somebody if they were trying to harm me and my family, because I would have a conscience thing, because what the Bible said and what I was brought up to believe was the same thing, you know, thou shalt not kill. And it took me a long time to get over that. Besides, I was a big guy. I just break somebody's arm or leg or something like that. But then again, like I say, so I was having a conscious thing back then. But then I learned when you living in Babylon, that's the only way to survive, to do what you have to do. And that's why I say I can understand people with non-lethal options. So I just want to make sure that I get that out there. Let's see. This morning I had a plumber here to replace my hot water tank. $1,068. No Christmas for me now. Wow. John, they supposed to last 20 years. I mean, I had two since I've been in this house, and I've been here about 38 years now. And I had two hot water tanks. Yep. And they were never $1,000 because it's been a while back. Yeah. So, but I had to have my heater pump. I got as you can see back at the radiator, I got steam heat. I had to have the water pump on the heater replaced, and that was $1,400 just for the motor, the pump, the water pump. $1,400, and that was this year. So, hey, we do what we have to do. Like I say, Christmas is for the kids. I've gone from one of my BLOs for Christmas, the parents' house. Okay, hello, Pappy, Fat Man Prepper. You know what? It's only one guy I know would call me Pappy, and he worked at the post office with me when I was working. He worked with me for about 20 years at the post office. He used to call me Pappy. Yeah, and that was Screen. He used to call me that because that's when I was a union steward there. Yeah, he said I was his Pappy to take care of him. But that's like Pappy Boynton, I guess. Uh, uh, being been doing some ham radio stuff. Anyone out there got a ham license? No, how much is those licenses now? Because it's hard to get one. I mean, you got to take an exam, right? You just can't get you a radio and say I need a license. You got to take the exam to be a ham radio operator. Yeah. So yeah. So anyway, as I was saying, Tony and Leanne, those of you who know doing redneck thing with Tony and Leanne, they came up with a great idea, which I had never even thought of. Wasp spray. They say wasp spray is good and it go 30 feet. Because you don't ever want to get too close to your attacker. You want to make sure you got at least an arm distance away or more if you can. That's my way of showing respect. That's okay. No, I didn't take it anywhere else because, like I say, he could call me Pappy because, like, I took care of them guys because, like, I was a union steward and they was like, I was like Pappy Boynton, I guess, because they were all veterans and we used to take care of them, make sure they got their stuff taken care of. They didn't get fired or get any trouble, no letters, none of that stuff. Yep. That's why I got gray hair. Oh yeah. So anyway, His Way Homestead, Commander Bacon. How you doing? You know what, Commander Bacon? Originally today, I was gonna wear your hat today, but what happened was the shirt I was gonna wear, it wasn't clean. So I said, well, I'm gonna wear my blues. I like my blues. And I put my blue on, so I always wear this hat when I wear the blues. And yeah, you got X'd out because I didn't do the laundry. Yeah, but I like your hat. I wear it around the house. So, matter of fact, my daughter and her husband, they coming in from Maryland for Christmas, and I probably wear it around them. Commander Bacon. Hey, Bougie Prepper, how you doing? Conscious and growing gardening. Hey, chat, Grandpa, good to see you. Good to be here. Deanna Waters, how you doing? Homestead. I see it in the background. Looks good. Oh yeah, see, I was gonna wear it. It was on top. That's the next one I'm gonna wear. So I'm gonna wear it when they get here. Let's see. Hello, Doug. Okay. Journeying Sherman. I was a APW steward for years. The letter, the warning, and the suspension was a mess. Yeah, you know what? I found out that most of that stuff was always personal. You know what I mean? And like I say, like I was a letter carrier. Letter carriers, and I got it all thrown out. Nobody ever lost their job. I think I never lost. No, I know I never lost the case. Everything got thrown out on the before it even got to the next level, because it was always personal with these people. It's always personal, and I'm gonna tell you the secret on a lot of this stuff. A lot of the stuff that was goes on was not corrective. It was always punishment. They were always trying to punish somebody. See, you know what the book says, you cannot punish somebody for something that they done. You got to have corrective action only. And they were trying to punish these people. And that's why all that stuff got out. And it got thrown out because they were always personal. And that's why I couldn't stand. Yeah, so like I said, I never lost a case. Got a lot of stuff thrown out. Even got some supervisors thrown out and replaced. But that's a whole nother story. I don't want to get into the post office again because the post office was a mess. And it's even a worse mess now. Yeah. I get my mail at 6:00 at night now. I mean, but I understand because like I said, I was out to 7 when I work 12-hour days. Hey, I'm right now. Mazel, how you doing? Let's see. I can't stand working today. Let's see. Growing up with Hudson, how you doing? Let's see. Batman prepping do unto others as they would have you do unto them. Yes, that's what it was all about. All right, so look here. Like I said, I talked about the non-lethal options the other day, so I want to talk a little bit because I'm not planning on staying long. I'm trying to, usually stay at least an hour. Sometimes I go over a little bit, but I'm not trying to talk like 2-3 hours, because I know I get long-winded and I get the drift. Like I said, the top options was the tasers, the hand tasers, the regular tasers, bear spray, wasp spray, mace, and the pepper ball guns. And those were the top non-lethal options that I found out. Now, if you want to go to a more lethal option, you can, but like I say, you got to be careful. See, like I say, when I'm on this channel now, I gotta basically be careful about what I say. Like I said, like somebody said something about booby traps. Like I can't talk about booby traps. First of all, it's illegal in my state. You can't make booby traps in your state. In my state, we can't. No booby traps in your state. If somebody get hurt and you got a booby trap out there, even if they are a criminal, you are liable. That's in my state. I don't know what it is in your state, so I can't talk about booby traps at all. You know what I mean? Can't talk about none of that. Hey, Casey Smalls. So, like I say, now when you start talking about more lethal applications, you talking about handguns, long guns, shotguns. Then you talk about bow and arrows and crossbows and sometimes baseball bats. And, the zombie killing stuff. You want to kill the zombies. No, I didn't say people. I said zombies because you got to be careful now that they got these new people in YouTube that is right now cracking down on everybody's channel. Everybody got to watch what they say. Man, I feel like I'm in kindergarten again, but that's okay. That's okay. As long as you cover yourself from any vicious attack, you'll be all right. I just don't want nobody to get hurt for the holidays because it's crazy out here. Sometimes I do feel exhausted and overwhelmed, but other times I'm good. Because I chose to do what I do, and I'm gonna keep going. Some people they like to carry knives and guns on them. Me, I personally choose to carry my Second Amendment right with me. Especially if I'm out. And the only place I can't really carry it is to the bank, in federal buildings and stuff like that, in the post office and stuff like that. You can't carry it in there, and I don't like to leave it in the car. So if I know I'm going to those places, I don't carry it. So I make sure when I go there, I have plans to go. Like I say, ham radios cost to take an exam $15. Cost of study material $35. Cost for technical license $50. That's the total cost. $50. Wow. I knew a guy that had a ham radio license way back when. way back when. What was his name? It was Bill Nelson. No, yeah, it was Bill Nelson. Really, because I was used to tease him because we had a football player named Bill Nelson, and he had one of the longest antennas on the side of his house. It's like one of them 5G towers they got out here, and he was a base station ham operator. Yeah, he used to he used to fly model airplanes too. Yes, he's an older guy. Yeah, and you can learn a lot from him. But he passed away years ago. Okay, did Ohio pass the constitutional carry in state legislature? Uh, you know what? They did. You don't need a license anymore because they just passed the legalized gambling too, but that won't go into effect until next January. Yeah, you don't need a CCW no more in Ohio to carry a firearm. It's constitutional carry state. Yes, we are. So no longer do you have to have a license, but I would recommend you get a license anyway because a lot of people need the training because there's too many people out there they're buying these guns and they don't know what they're doing. I seen a video the other day. A lady owned a gun shop. She said people was out there buying a lot of guns, Glocks especially, and they were bringing them back because they were looking for the safeties on the Glock. I ain't gonna laugh because I know it's people out there looking for the safety on the Glock because they don't know anything about guns. So they was looking for something that had an external safety on it. You know, see, Glocks don't have external safeties. Glocks have internal safeties. See, now they were looking for like the little red button to push, you know, that would stop them from firing a gun and stuff like that. But they've been bringing them back and until they learn something else, and then they go ahead and do that. But like I say, a lot of people need to get educated on firearms because you just can't go out there and get one and not know what you're doing because you could harm yourself or somebody else, especially if you got kids around. You don't want to do that. You want to be safe. Let's see. Hey, Erica Garden, how you doing? Let's see. No state. It all has nothing to do with ham licenses. It's just a fair thing. Oh yeah, no, that that state license thing we was talking about was for Ohio just passed the law saying that we don't need to carry, you don't need a license to carry a gun anymore. I know a ham operation is always federal. That ham is federal because they were part of a long time ago the civil air defense system. You know when you used to see those shelters and stuff with those signs on it and stuff like that. They had operators all over the place, and the federal government needed a list to find these people, so when they send out the emergency messages, they would know who these people were and where they were at. Yeah, yeah, but yeah, that's federal. That's why I say you just can't get you a license. That's federal. You got to take a test, and then they'll register you. Conscientious guard. Somebody broke into Atlanta Gun and Tackle a few weeks ago and stole a bunch of firearms. Yeah, you're right. I'm gonna tell you something. That's a long line of break-ins. See, Atlanta Gun and Tackle, they, man, I bought a gun from them about what 30 years ago. It was junk, but I didn't know too much about guns then. Maybe I did, but I liked it, but it was junk. Yeah. But yeah, Atlanta Gun and Tackle been broken into about what 4 or 5 times. They smash and grab. Matter of fact, every gun dealership in Northeast Ohio, excuse me, every gun dealership in Northeast Ohio, excuse me, throat dry, been broken in at least once. Even the one I go to at the gun range, they broke in there and stole a bunch of guns. And they go for the high end guns. I mean, they're going for the long rifles. You know what I mean? They that's what they're doing. And like I say, they got these. It's like when they stealing the ATM machine. They smash up through the walls with the van. They run in there and they grab the guns out and they take off again. Yeah, yeah, that's how they know it. Yeah, that's a long line. They did it in Valley View, the gun shop in Valley View. The only one they haven't did it was Stonewall. They did it in Menor. They did it at Wycliffe. Yeah, they did it. They did it at quite a few gun ranges. They did it on the west side too. Uh, excuse me. Excuse me. Out in Fairview Park. I'm glad Arizona had a constitutional area for a minute. Hey, hands in the dirt. How you doing? Hey, Tennessee Technical. How you doing? Let's see. Let's see. Hands in the dirt. Did I miss somebody? Yeah, I think I did, but I don't see. Yeah, so anyway, like I say, I just wanted to make sure everybody have a safe Christmas because, like I said, probably the next time I do a video will be, but like I said, I got people coming up here for Christmas, so and then I got a birthday, I got a wife's birthday, and I got the New Year's, I got all that stuff coming up. So probably in January, the next time I'll probably see you guys live will be, I think that Tuesday night in January. I think I'm gonna go live late Tuesday night. I think it's the 3rd of January. I think I'm gonna start going live twice a week. My usual Thursday and then like I say Tuesday night. Just trying to make sure that everybody know because it's gonna be kind of crazy on Tuesday nights because I'm gonna be talking about a lot of things from time travel to aliens to possibly why those birds was out in my yard like that. I mean, I must have had a thousand birds. See, on the video, you only got the ones that was still in the other yard. But that my yard, I pulled up a car in, they were like everywhere. It was at least 1,000 of them. I was like, man, what's going on here? But I don't know. I don't know. I have a theory about that. Let's see. Sorry, I'm late, Grandpa. You're not late. You're not late. Yeah, at Red Road Homestead, you're not late. The Tennessee Technical have a permit to having a permit is the way to go. I reciprocate in 38 other states. Constitution only allows you in that particular state get the training and continue to train. Right. That's why I say get the training. I recommend anybody that owns a gun get the training. I mean, if you can't go at least once a month, at least go every 2 months, but you definitely need to know the rules of handling a handgun because I done seen too many people accidentally shoot themselves, thinking that they were experts. No, it's not a toy, it's a tool. That's what I tell everybody. Hey, Donna, Divine Prepper, how you doing? Ooh, I have heard about Congresswoman carjacking too. Wow. Yeah, we get a lot of carjackings here. Especially, see, our entertainment district, we have like two, and we have the one that's let's see, and I would say not in the flats, but yeah, well, the flats is good. I'm gonna go with that one because we got like a lot of famous restaurateurs here, like Michael Simon's and stuff like that. They got restaurants here. Well, Michael Simon closed his restaurant because of the thing. But yeah, we have a lot of people when they come out of town, they go down like the Tremont area and stuff like that to these. I mean, these like nice restaurants. You know what I mean? You go in there, get you a nice Italian meal, homemade bread and all this stuff. I mean, it's really nice. We got some really nice restaurants, really nice places to go. But lately, the carjackers been out there because they know that's where most of the tourists go, and it's just a shame that the city that came back as far as we did is still having problems with safety, and it's not getting any better. But we got a new mayor, and he's coming in, but nobody wants to be a police officer anymore. Nobody wants to be a police officer. It's a shame. It's a shame. So you got to protect yourself. Pretty quiet around town, the city on Christmas Day. Yeah. Well, you know what? We don't have any snow up here. We have no snow. And usually it's pretty quiet once it get cold and snowy, but lately, no snow. And I was hoping for snow to keep all the criminals in the house. People were arrested for stealing the rubbish from victims in Kentucky store. Who does that? Yeah, who does that? You know what? Angry Prepper was just down there helping with the cleanup and stuff down there in Kentucky. He was at some of those towns down there, and he was saying that most of the people are down there. They were doing okay. He said he heard of something about somebody doing a little loot, but most of the people down there was really good. We got retired from that, Grandpa. A lot of bricks and mortar stores and pharmacies are closing up around the country. Yeah, that's a shame. That's a shame. A lot of stores that never be the same. Like I say, it'll never be the same. Like I say, I remember the '60s, man. '60s to be a kid. I mean, I'm gonna say between the ages of 8 and 13, between that era, the age range. I mean, everything is so brand new. Everything, yeah, until after you hit puberty. But then that's a whole other story. Everything is so brand new. I mean, you see the lights downtown. You go see the trains and stuff that's in the windows here. We used to have trains in the May Company window and the Holly's weather window, and you go see Santa, and all that stuff. And Mr. Green, Mr. Jingling, I think his name is Green Jean. I mean, but yeah, I mean, everything was so new. I mean, you knew that Santa wasn't real once you got to be 12 or 13. You know he wasn't real. You try to hang on, but you didn't care because you knew you're going to get something for Christmas anyway. But I don't want to say he ain't real because kids are listening. And once they find out that we work hard for them to get what they want for Christmas, they'll appreciate us even more. So I won't spoil it for nobody. Hey, from 2C, how you doing? I'll retire from that now. Snow yet, but it's coming. Yeah, it's coming. It'll be here probably around the first of the year. I think we like 20 inches under so far this year. We usually have about 20 inches by now total for December, but we ain't get it yet. Do you think the job situation will ever improve? You know what? I don't even know. Like I say, everything. This is a totally new world we live in. I mean, they tell you jobs are out there, then they tell you jobs are not out there. Then they say unemployment is low, then they say unemployment is up. I mean, it's like they talking out the side of their neck. They tell you one thing in this ear, then they tell you another thing in this ear, and then you just gotta basically figure out what's really going on. And the only way you're gonna find out is finding out from people that's actually experiencing this. Like if you got an uncle or a cousin or somebody like that, and they say, "Well, I just went on 2 job interviews and nobody hired me," stuff like that. But see, then the government tell you, "Hey, everything is great, everything is fine. Don't worry about it." Then when you go to a restaurant, they say, "Well, you can't come inside because we had nobody to take care of you, so you got to go through the drive-through." And then the government tell you everything is fine. Everything is not fine if you cannot even go to a restaurant and sit down and eat because they don't have any people. But then you go over there to another restaurant and they got plenty of people. And I don't understand what's going on. I guess it's gonna be something we're gonna have to learn to live with because I know people that started restaurants and then went under. I mean, it's just the way it is. It's the new norm. Like I said, I don't know when it's gonna change. I mean, maybe it'll change when they put everybody on a UBI. And that's coming. You know, that's coming because when they throw out money and putting these bills out there, they're gonna get us. They're gonna get everybody, and then we gonna wake up and say, "What happened to our freedom?" Yep. See, it's like this. If they keep you busy with the basic needs, they will they will make you forget about the freedom that you lost because you're so worried about your basic needs that you don't realize that they took your freedom from you and they put you on this thing where they control you and what you do now. See, and that's the way that is. That's the way it's going to go. But hey, we don't know. We don't know. We're in uncharted territory. The experimental beta testing. Yeah, yeah, we are in uncharted territory. We're gonna be that way for a while. Arkansas woodcutter. Wow. Arkansas woodcutter. I haven't heard from you in quite a while. Growing with Hudson, how you doing? Okay. Yeah. I used to watch Arkansas woodcutter when he was he was towing stuff. He was driving that truck all over the country. He was mostly way out west. Now he lived down south, but he was way out by Portland and going through Chicago, and he was just traveling. Man, I couldn't do that much traveling. My back would have been out. Me sit that long in the truck. Yeah. Standing together for all divided. Yep. Yep, I agree. Normal is gone. Let's see. Hey, Free Hanley Maid, how you doing? I've got to head out. Merry Christmas, everyone. You too. You and the family have a Merry Christmas and have a Happy New Year and stay safe. Let's see. Yeah, so like I said, I'm only going to talk about another half an hour. Like I say, I just want to make sure that everybody knows that I'm going to be praying for you guys on the holiday to make sure that nobody have any more tragedies in their life because life have a way of happening. I mean, I'm going to just put it to you like that. Life has a way of happening, and there's no way to stop it from happening because that's the way it is. See, some people say everything is predestined to happen. I don't know. And some people say things can be changed, you know, but I don't know because like I said, maybe I talk about that on Tuesday nights, because a lot of people think everything is destined to happen, and things can't be changed, which we can change things. Prayer changes things. I do 2020 will be what we'll see. Oh man, yeah, okay. Let me tell you something about 2020. First of all, the weather's gonna be bad. Anytime you got bad weather, any little thing that happened, it's magnified. And then you got all these people, and I hate politicians because all they do is they in it for themselves. They gonna be screaming midterm, midterm, midterm. Every time you turn around, when they start talking about these bills or this money and all this stuff out here, they talking about, well, it might not affect me in my midterm. I might not get elected in the midterm. You know what? I think if it was me, I would put a bill in to eliminate all those politicians that's been in office over 40 years. Because you can't get anything changed. You're still doing the same bull stuff that you've been doing for the last 40 years. You see what I'm saying? These guys have been there long enough to get things done, and all they is getting done is making this country worse. So you put them in there for 8 years max, because the president's only in there for 8 years. So why should these guys be in office longer than the president? You see what I'm saying? I don't care who the president. I'm just saying the president. I ain't talking about what's his name. I don't even remember his name. Biden. I'm just talking about president in general and the Congress in general. Matter of fact, the Congress is not the people. The people are in the House of Representatives. That's the people's house. Because we put those representatives in this Congress stuff, and I don't even know, man. But they got so much power, and they shouldn't have that kind of power, but they do. But anyway, you got me wound up a little bit. I'm coming down. Yeah, they should get term limits because they really destroying this country, and they need to be put back in their place so they can learn how the other people live, how the real people live, how they need to do things for us and stop fooling around playing politics. That's what's hurting this country. That's why we ain't gonna never be great again, because we got to go straight to them and change the way things are to get things back the way they used to be. Because 40-year politicians, 45-year politicians, I mean, like I say, they got more power. They got more power, more power than the president of the United States, because they know the president will be gone in 8 years and they'll still be in office another 12 or 14. And they use that. They use their connection. It's funny because, like I told people, and I'm not supposed to, I'm not going to really say this because I told them that how a certain guy, when he got elected, now he talk about, I'm a deal maker. I do this. I know all the people. I know all the players of the game. He didn't know all of them. You see what I'm saying? And they use that, and because they part of that deep state. the shadow government because they've been in there. They got their own thing going. They come on, we've been friends for 40 years. We'll be all right. But see, like I said, they're hurting people. It's hurting people because they playing games and we suffering. Hey, Simply Jan, how you doing? Okay. So anyway, that's what I think is gonna happen with the with next year. Next year is not gonna be any better than this year. I mean, I hope that this thing that's going on out here, if they don't come up with another variant or whatever, I hope it's gone because, like I say, if it's not, I think this is gonna be a recurring theme. I don't know for the next 100 years maybe, because it seems that now they got a pill that they're gonna put out in the market that you go to the store like buying aspirin, I guess, but you got to get a prescription to take. There's no cure for the common cold. Like I say, they're telling us there's no cure for this, but you can take a pill to make the symptoms better. I guess. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. That's the common cold. See, I'm not talking about anything else. Uh, Facebook mafia out there that's watching my channel. I don't want you to say I said anything about that variant. I didn't say it. Can you take every? Okay. Let's see. Hands in the dirt. 6 terms for the House and 2 terms for the Senate. 6 terms. Yeah, that's still a long time. That's still a long time. That's still a long time. Maybe cut it down to 4. You know, at least maybe 10 years the max for the House of Representatives. Because what is it, like 500-600 people there? Yeah, 10 years at the most, and then you get your butt out. You're gonna take a seat, and 2 terms for the Senate. Yeah, 2 terms is enough. That's 8 years. And then y'all go sit down too, because right now lobbyists control this country. Corporations. I'm gonna just put a plain out there. Corporations control America. America was built on corporations. But now corporations are not hiding in the dark anymore. They out in the open and they telling you what they are and not gonna do. Corporations control this country, and that's the way it is. You know, they do things to us and they tell us it's God for the good, and then they send out all this stuff and they brainwash us with all these messages that they send out here on the YouTube commercials that you get on our channels and on the TV with the commercials, you know, and they get all this stuff out there, and then they tell us we'll be all right until we're not, you know. Yeah, that's right. You just right, hands in the dirt. Congress shouldn't be a lifetime career. It shouldn't be. I mean, but how many of these politicians over the last year, 95, 96, and 90-something years old politicians done stepped down or died in office? I mean, it's just crazy. It's crazy. And a lot of it is just bull. They're starting to offer people here the 4th booster jab only lasts 10 weeks. Wow. Whoa. I didn't hear about a 4th one. But I guess that's yes, like I said, that's gonna be the wave of the future. It's gonna always be like that. Nothing's gonna change. All right, Uncle Al, you go ahead and take your rest. See, he's in California. He needs to take his nap like me. I need to take my nap because I know I used to take a nap every day. And then my grandson made sure I don't get that anymore. Matter of fact, what time is it? He ain't here yet. He'll be here in about an hour, half hour. Let's see. May be sad to read back in history that the government was made to protect the laws we made. Now they vote on them. Yeah, well, you know what? The government was put here to protect us. You know, they were supposed to protect and serve the people. You know, but it don't happen. It don't happen. It just changing. You know, now, see, like I said, everything is just gone. Hog Jaw's been there forever in my state. Yeah, I know you're talking about. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And people, if you look back on the history, And you start seeing that since the 70s and the 80s, we actually been declining. We actually been going downhill. I mean, people blame it on the wars and people blame it on this, but I'm blaming it on our leadership. We don't do nothing but vote for these people to put them in there so they can supposed to take care of what they need to take care of, and then they get in there and they get to fighting among themselves, and then they can't take care of nothing because they too busy fighting. It was funny. It was funny. And then that's what's gonna happen. And then we got people in there, they got all these foreign deals going on, you know what I'm saying? People saying, well, Russia's our friend. Russia ain't gonna never be your friend. If somebody come up to you, and say, well, Russia ain't as bad as China, just walk away. Just walk away. Russia is worse than China. All right? Don't ever think Russia is not worse than China. All right? Russia is worse than China. So I just want to get that out there. See, China just became a world power not too long ago, so now we got to deal with China. But once we get finished dealing with China, and once China get finished dealing with us, China gonna deal with Russia. See, Russia trying to say, well, y'all go ahead and fight China, America, but we'll sit back and we will watch and see what's going on, and then we'll beat up on the winner. But see, that's what they doing. See, Russia just gonna sit back, and Russia gonna wait until see what we're gonna do with this Ukraine situation, and they're gonna wait and see what we're gonna do with this Taiwan situation, and then they hope we get to fight in China. You know what I mean? They hope we go to war with China. Then China just gonna sit back and hope we go to war with Russia. I'm just saying back, why we gotta go to war with anybody? That's what's killing me, because we're gonna lose men and women, in the war. Can't fight a war without people dying. That's crazy. But that's the way it is. This is not a video game. 12 years in the House, 12 years in the Senate. They need to find jobs. We need to people do ideas. Yes, that's right. We need to basically reorganize that Senate and the House, because, like I say, they there too long. They there too long, and like I say, they need to find jobs. But most of them got jobs. Like what's his name? Mentioned he done made so much money with this thing. Somebody said he made like $9 million just for this last lobbyist paying him for this bill thing that's out here. $9 million. Yeah. Man, can somebody pay me $9 million just to hold up stuff? That's a lot of money. A lot of money. $9 million. And then they're gonna all get jobs with these corporations that they support, you know what I mean? All these corporations out there, Exxon and Amazon and all these other corporations, they gonna get money. Get paid. Batman Prepper, Russia is playing the long game. They've been playing the long game since Reagan made them collapse. You remember? See, a lot of people don't remember Russia used to be the USSR, and and we beat them in the Cold War. We beat them. We destroyed them. Russia actually broke up. I mean, not Russia. USSR actually broke up, and they went back to being Russia. It was like, I think 12, 13 other countries that was involved in the USSR. I got a list of them somewhere around here. But yeah, then they all left, including Ukraine. Ukraine used to be part of the USSR, but when Russia broke up, Ukraine left and became independent. But see, what's his name? Putin was KGB. He was big time KGB. He wants all that back. He wants the Union, the Soviet Republic back. That's what he wanted. Yep, that's what Stalin. Yeah, Stalin. He did that. Not Lenin. Stalin. See, that's what they want, and they ain't gonna never forgive the United States for doing that to them. China's playing the long game. China just gonna do whatever China do. China, as far as political relationship, China just don't know what they doing. They just gonna do what they do. China taking a note out of the book of Korea. You see, Korea been playing the long game since the 50s, and that's what China gonna do. China sitting up there talking about, look, we want to get back Taiwan. That ain't happening. That ain't happening. Because then they want to get back Taiwan, then they're gonna want to get back the Philippines and all that stuff like that. Ain't none of that happening. They can forget all that. So, but they posturing and they talking all this stuff, but nobody noticed that the Chinese are buying up everything in the world. China is buying everything in the world that's not tied down. They buying so much stuff in Australia. They buying so much stuff in Africa. They buying stuff in America. China is buying stuff everywhere. See, China is going to do it economically. They're going to destroy us economically, and they've been doing it now. You see, we can't make a move now because we got all these ships coming in from China, sitting at these ports that can't be unloaded with stuff from China, merchandise from China, which is messing up our economy. You know what? I grew up when everything was made in America was better. You know what I mean? I grew up with the quality, the quality goes in before the name goes on. You know, I think that was a Zenith TV commercial. You know, the quality goes in before the name goes on the product. But see, now it ain't like that. We set up there in the late 70s, early 80s, shipped all these factories over to third world country because the workers there was making a third of what we were making here. We had a guy here making $10 back in them days. Down there they were making two. And we said, well, it'll be good for businesses for the product to come back here at a cheaper price. But that bit them in the butt like I figured it would. Now we got products that we can't even get. We can't make nothing here anymore. You know what I mean? Like I say, I'm from a blue collar town, Cleveland. We had shipbuilding. Don't have that in here anymore. We had steel plants. We don't have but one, I think one, it is fully automated, the AI in there. I'm not gonna talk about AI, I'll leave that for Tuesday night. But like I say, we did it to ourselves. Now we're trying to get these companies to come back here to make microchips. And the funny thing about it is that technology was stole from Silicon Valley through all this espionage stuff they do. They come in, they steal the blueprints and send all that stuff back over to wherever they were making that stuff and selling it back to us. So I mean, we did it to ourselves, and I feel bad because I had nothing to do with it. I was just a worker who lost his job when all them companies was being sent overseas. But like I say, we fall, and then we get up. Let's see what we got here. China has already literally taken over Jamaica. I can believe it. Because Jamaica needed help that time when they had that thing and they sent money. Hey, herbivore lioness, how you doing? Congress and senators should have the same term limit as the president. That's what I'm saying. 8 years. 8 years. But they don't want to. They don't want to do it. But they keep doing it to us. We need to worry more about ourselves and also we need to quit getting all that from China. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We need to start opening up factories here. Stop crying about paying the people. Pay the people, build the stuff. That way we won't have to have all this stuff going on now where we can't even make a move. We're about to shut down some of our, like the whole car dealership was shut down for months. I mean, they had no new cars on the lot. No new cars because they couldn't get this little microchip from China. That's what I'm saying. Whole cars, all the whole country cars shut down. Not only cars, but other things because we couldn't get this little microchip. Now we got two companies here that we got that's right now that's making two companies in America that's making this microchip. And them people gonna get paid. They're gonna make some money. But yet we sat there and let that go. And we couldn't see that coming. They couldn't see that. They couldn't see that coming. They couldn't see if we go to war with China, that half the stuff that we get now is not gonna be getting it all. And this country gonna be in big, big trouble. You know what? They doing it over in Africa all the time. They taking countries. They taking countries by giving them money. Come on, get this free loan. How much you need? $3 billion? No problem. They write you a check. China got that kind of money because the people don't make no money. And they get these countries, and pretty soon, when you wake up one morning, you're gonna look at a map and they're gonna say everything's owned by China. And it's gonna be the globe. And that's gonna happen because see, China don't want no war. They don't want to fight because it's not inducive to them fighting a war. They want hey, Lori Lofton, what they want to do is destroy you economically, and they doing a damn good job of it. I'm sorry I started to talk about that. I didn't really want to get on that, but it happens. Factories in the United States were dismantled and machines were shipped to China, so we don't even have the machines anymore. That's why but you know what? Now I studied as a machinist after I graduated college and got out of school and stuff like that because I couldn't get a job. I had to go back to school, learn the machine shop, so which I did. And so I studied as a machinist, and we had a lot of small machine shops. We had screw machines, we had all the stuff. We used to make a lot of stuff, and now we don't. But I'm just saying, if we don't get back to manufacturing stuff ourselves, being back to a manufacturing nation which made us strong in the 40s and 50s. You know what I mean? In the 60s. I mean, we had we made cars here. We made trucks. The Mack truck, the one that had a little bulldog on it. They made that down the street from where I lived at. Mack truck. But they don't do that anymore. We don't make nothing. We don't make anything. People say, oh, we got a few car plants here and there. A few. But look how many we used to have. Shoot, Ohio, especially in Cleveland, we had about 10, 12 places that related to the car industry. We had Fisher Body, where they made the bodies for the cars and all that stuff. Then we had the Palmer plant out there. We had the plant out in Twinsburg, the plant in Lorraine. We had plants everywhere, but not anymore. Not anymore. We were blue collar. Now we not. You know what we have? We're a service. We're a service city. We got some of the biggest hospitals in the world. We do. We got some of the best too. We got people to come from all over the world to come to our hospital to be serviced. Mostly sheiks and stuff like that. People from Dubai. But like I said, that's the way it is. And we're not the only town that's like that. We're not the only one. I remember as a machine operator on machines, that machine gun barrel for World War II. Wow. Wow. Yeah, I remember, man, the stamping plants. They used to make those. We had a tank. We had the tank plant out there at Brook Park. We had the tank plant where they used to actually make tanks for the military out there. Now it's the IX Center. Yeah, but it was a tank plant. Yep. The virus crap is getting bad in Wisconsin. Like closures coming 10 years. Oh, that Wednesday. Wow. You know what? The county I live in is number 3 per capita as far as infection goes in the country. I'm on ground zero here. I'm telling you, we're 3rd in the country per person as far as being infected with that stuff here in Cuyahoga County. 3rd. Out of all the counties in the country and stuff like that, we are number 3. So you got to be careful if you ever leave here, go somewhere else. Lockheed Martin was here and no more. Yeah, I remember Lockheed Martin. Yeah. Like I said, we had a lot of stuff. We had a lot of stuff. Yeah, but like I said, it's all gone now. And now I'm like, hey, it's no use of crying over spilt milk. We just got to start building back up. All you got to do is get somebody that's knowing what they're doing, an educated person, sit in there and say, look, this is what we had 40 years ago. This is what we have now. And if your curve started looking like it's going downhill, then you got a problem. You got a problem. Then you go even farther next. And this is what we had at the peak of our industrial society here, which was like this. And this is what we have now. See, and they can't understand that. I mean, but it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that if you don't make anything and you buying everything, then nobody getting paid to buy the stuff that you're making. You see what they call that? Supply and demand. It's just like in Detroit. If if you don't make the cars there, then you ain't paying the people there to buy the cars. You see what I'm saying? But they're making cars in other countries, and they buying the cars in other countries because they can't make the cars there. And so who's making the money? Other countries. You see what I'm saying? And that's what we got to get back to. I ain't gonna say we should be what they call that, isolationists. I'm just gonna say that we should be more regulated as far as what we do with what we have. We got to start growing our economic base, and we start growing because right now we on the brink of collapse financially, and that might happen in 2022, which might be a bad thing. And once they do that, it won't take much because, like I say, they always throwing out this stuff out here right now, saying that we need to do this, we need to do that. See, it ain't gonna happen because they what they want to do is control us anyway. You know, guys like the super rich corporation owners. You know, I'm not gonna say no names because last time I said some names, I had to fight for get my video monetized. But that's a whole other story. You know, when you start talking about those rich elite, they listen, they listening. But I mean, but they going out buying up all the farmland. They controlling what we eat. You know, like I said, there's only five companies that control all the chicken, fish, beef, pork. They set the prices and they control what we buy. Five countries. I mean, five countries. Five companies. And then they say, well, it's this, that, and the other. They give you this. Well, we got to go with the labor costs and all this stuff. How are you gonna go with the labor costs? You control all the prices. It is just crazy. But they convince you. They convince these government people because they're giving them kickback to the lobby money. And then they next thing you know, price of beef went from $6.99 to $12.99, double. And in 2022, it's gonna get worse because the price of pork is supposed to go up by 30% January because of the law saying that you gotta fix pork a certain way when you manufactured it. People forgot about that, but it's coming. So, like I say, 2022 is gonna be a little bit worse than 2021. I don't see it getting any better, but I don't know. I don't know. So I'm just gonna say it like this because I'm almost out of time. The biggest job for the government right now is to keep the people safe. All right, because things are gonna happen and people are not gonna be feeling safe out here. Because, like I said, crime is on the uprise. People are breaking into people's houses. People are stealing people's cars with them in it. You know, they hijacked a couple of cars, had people kids in them. They put the kids out on the road. You know, and the kids were just there. And I'm just saying, so robberies, carjacking, burglaries, all that stuff is happening. And so we got to basically fend for ourselves. I mean, if you got a non-lethal option, that's what you want to use. That's fine. If you want to use a lethal option, that's cool too. I mean, depending on what your state is and what your law is, because some people have stand your ground, some people have the cancel law, some people have open carry. I mean, it depends. You just can't you just can't shoot nobody. Okay, let me put it to you that way, because then you have some explaining to do. Let's see, drop family. How you doing? What are the senators carjacked recently? I heard that in the chat earlier. Yeah, I heard that in the chat. Somebody senator's car got hijacked. Well, he welcome to the real world. A lot of August farm food on Amazon is 50% off. I picked up 3 cans of pancake mix for $29. Still prepping every day. There you go. There you go. Man, that's a great deal, 50% off. Because for a while there, you couldn't find none of that stuff. You couldn't find none of that stuff because all the rich elite bought it for their bunkers and stuff out there in Greenland and in what's that other place? Iceland and all them countries over there. Hey MRS Mel 2269, how you doing? Okay. Let's see. Okay. All right. All right. So my moderators are in the house. Y'all can drop some of the people links that's in the chat. That if they want you to drop their link, just say drop my link. Y'all can drop their links, so they can pick up some subscribers for Christmas. Merry Christmas. They just busted a man breaking into cars at the impound lot. Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna tell you about that impound lot now. Way back when, when they used to have the impound lot down by where the stadium used to be at, that's where they used to keep the cars down there next by the stevedores, by the ships. And they used to have the impound lot down there. Uh, no, no, I'm not cooking. My wife is gonna cook a roast. I'm not cooking. I'm gonna just sit back and relax. So I'm gonna sit back and relax and watch the game and enjoy my family. Talk with my daughters. I have both here. But like I said, I don't usually get to see my oldest that much because he's in another state. Hey, Fallen Sky Prepper, how you doing? Fallen Sky Homestead in Prepper now. I gotta remember that. So yeah, so like I said, I do back then when we were younger because it was right next door to the stadium. We used to go down there, and guys used to go through this fence. They had the fence that had a hole in it. I don't think they ever seen that hole because it was like right by the fence, and we used to crawl in that hole and go in them people's cars. That's way back when I was like, oh man, 12, 13 years old. Yeah, when they had a stadium downtown. Yeah, we used to go in the glove compartments. Yeah, yeah, years and years and years ago. If if so, what's your favorite? Don't say shit like this. Oh no, my favorite food, macaroni and cheese. Love macaroni and cheese. I guess everybody like macaroni and cheese, but I love macaroni and cheese. But macaroni and cheese and a good steak. But we're gonna have roast. We're gonna have a roast, which is good. So we're gonna have some greens, some mashed potatoes, macaroni and cheese, and a roast, and the cornbread, of course, because we're gonna have greens. Yeah, so that's it. We're gonna have a whole lot like a Thanksgiving dinner or anything like that. Now Thanksgiving, I always cook the turkey. Yep, I cook the bird on Thanksgiving. My brother used to do it because he had a deep fryer. He still got a deep fryer. He used to deep fry a turkey for us, and yeah, but now I do it. Wow, sorry to hear that. Fallen skies, the wife who come from knee surgery. I understand knee surgeries. I know I understand these surgeries. Coming off chain here. Crime is off the chain here in Los Angeles, California. All we have to do is keep our heads on swivel. You got to be careful, especially like I said, especially this time of year. Got to be careful. Yep, yep, because it's crazy. But one thing I can say this year, I lost some more weight, which is good. So I feel better. I lost another 10 pounds, so I'm all right. So if I lose some more weight next year, I'll be even better. So who knows? Drop the link, please. Drop my link. Macaroni and cheese. I love macaroni and cheese. Can't go wrong with macaroni and cheese. I love collard greens. Yeah, I got collard greens too. Scalloped potatoes with diced ham. Yeah, I like scalloped potatoes too, but we gonna have macaroni and cheese and mashed potatoes without scallops. Let's see. Okay, my collard greens still growing out in the snow. Yeah, you know what? Like I said, my father had a garden. Those greens would grow all year long up here in Ohio in the snow. I mean, it just didn't matter. They grow all year long. Greens are tough. Greens are tough. That's wonderful, Ray. I know Drop Family Garden can't believe it is December. Yep. Yep, but like I say, greens is something that grows all year long. Like I just took my last peppers out. I should have took them out a little earlier, because I grew them late. Yeah, they just sort of shriveled up a little bit. But, they just jalapenos on the line. It was about that long, but they did okay. Okay, let me see. Okay, I see we dropping links. That's good. Good. Thank you, Red Rose Homestead. Yeah. Let's see. Divine bushel sprouts and kale still growing too. Yeah, yep. See, that's what you need to learn too. You find out something that can grow in the wintertime because if you're in a cold state like me, I mean, we good all the way up through November. We get that frost, and then after that, things won't grow. We good from November, and then we start in March. mid-March. Can't go earlier than mid-March. I mean, because I would say late April, depending on what you're growing. But so you figure from mid-March to mid-November, that's our growing season. Then December, January, February, those 3 months, you can't grow anything. So what you got to do is, unless it's corn, maybe you better corn and greens. You gotta make sure you put away stuff for like that. Then you got to know your grow. You got to know your grow zones. That's for sure. See, if Michael Farmer was still in the chat, he could probably tell you that. Him and Hands in the Dirt, they can probably let you know grow seasons. But you can always get the little map thing. They come in. All right, then let's see. So I think I talked a little bit more than I wanted to. So I'm gonna let everybody go. And I want to say this: I appreciate you guys. I really do. I really appreciate you guys. And like I say, it was at one point that I thought about just giving up my channel because I was taking some heat from YouTube. But I hung in there because I know you guys wanted me to stay. So I fought. I won, basically, but I also lost because now I'm on their radar and I got to basically watch certain words that I cannot use. Even though I wasn't brought up like that, I was brought up to tell the truth. But now I got to go like, if I can't say nothing else, say nothing nice about it, I won't say anything about it. Basically, that's what I got to do. So, like I say, thank everybody. Thank you for watching. And thank you for listening. If you're just listening, you're doing something else. And I really appreciate you guys. Like I said, I probably drop a video, something. But like I said, I will be going live Tuesday nights and probably at midnight. Right now, it's going to be my first one. And then I'll be back that Thursday at my regular time at 2 p.m. So I'd like to thank everybody. Thank you. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Happy Kwanzaa. Happy New Year. Happy birthday. And I'll see everybody later.